Calling all authors, the Your Book, Your Voice podcast, hosted by Robert A. Lane, is on the air, featuring everything you need to know about narrating your own audiobook. But it doesn't stop there. From special guests, including authors and professionals from the book industry, to sharing tools and techniques needed to be a confident and compelling narrator. The journey starts now. So please welcome your host, Robert A. Lane.
Glad to have you with me for the podcast ride. This is the Your Book, Your Voice podcast. I am Robert A. Lane. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are an author, you're in the right place. If you're a fiction author, if you're a nonfiction author, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about audiobook sales. Buy or buy, meaning buy, B-U-Y, buy that audiobook, or buy as in buy, see ya, nope, not doing it. Well, we don't want that to happen. What we want to happen is people buying your audiobook. And there's things that you can do, simple things that aren't going to cost a fortune, dumping thousands of dollars in advertising. You don't need to do that. There's other things that you can do to make your audiobook attractive for that potential purchaser, that person who's going to listen to you tell your story. And I say that not just figuratively. I mean this exactly as I'm saying it. You telling your story. That means you narrating your own audiobook, as you should do, whether it's fiction, nonfiction, doesn't matter. It's your book. It's your story. You created it. You've written it. No one can tell your story better than you because you lived it. This is your experience. Even for fiction, it's your experience. No one can tell that story better than you, right? You wrote it. Now you need to talk about it, and you need to say it, and you need to express it, and you need to narrate it. And that's why you narrate your own audiobook. As an audiobook coach and producer, of course, I help authors like you turn your book into audiobooks, and having you narrate it and giving you all the tools and techniques that you need to do a fantastic narration that's going to keep your listener on the edge of their seat because they love your story. And why do they love their story? Why do they love your story? Because they are hearing you tell it from the source. It's coming from first person. Even a fiction story, it's coming from first person. You're the one who wrote it. So tell the story. Tell it because it needs to be in your voice. No one can express and tell your story better than you, okay? Period. And of course, I say this all the time, all nonfiction authors, if you're a nonfiction author, whether you've written a memoir, or if you have a coaching program, or maybe you're an entrepreneur or an educator or a teacher or even a children's book author, you need to narrate it in your own voice, especially for nonfiction. It's your story. I've said this a lot. Narrators are great. There's a lot of great professional narrators who technically do a fantastic job. Technically. Emotionally, well, that's where there may be a disconnect because it's your story. You lived it, you breathed it, you put all your blood, sweat, and tears into writing this story that you've experienced. So you are tapped in firsthand to all the emotions, all the intangibles, the feelings, the energy, the sincerity, the genuine authenticity. And that's the big factor, the big key, your genuine authenticity that another narrator is not going to be able to tap into because you lived it. They didn't live it. They can act it, but there's still a disconnect. That's why you narrate your own audiobook. That's why there's subtleties. There's nuances of how you express yourself that nobody on this planet can do. Only you can. And that's why you narrate your own audiobook. So buy or buy. Buy that book or buy, see ya. Well, we don't want that to happen. So what can you do to enhance your audiobook sales? We're going to talk about a few things here and go over some simple tools and techniques and tricks and things that you can do to help you get that person to purchase your book. Now, first of all, if you have your book as an audiobook, that's awesome. If you don't, oh man, reach out to me. That's what I do as an audiobook coach and producer. Go to robertlanecoaching.com, okay? Book a call with me. Let me get you started. I have a great audiobook coaching program. It's definitely touted as one of the best boutique programs in the nation. I love that. Thank you very much for that. And it's all because of you, all because of the authors who've gone through the program. Do it. You got to do it. I got a VIP program where I work with you one-on-one through the entire audiobook creation process. And after 12 weeks, your audiobook is done and ready for publication. On any platform that you want to be on, especially Audible, Amazon, and Apple, you need to be on those. There's also a do-it-yourself version where you can do all your own editing and uploading and recording and all that stuff. But I teach you how to do it. So there's no excuse for you not to have an audiobook. Okay. But here's the thing. The great thing is that the ball is in your court. It really is, because the audiobook world continues to grow and expand. It grows and expands at such an exponential rate and has been over the last several years. Man, it's been growing. And you need to be a part of that, because people go and grab audiobooks first. This is why it's important for you to present yourself as an author brand, and let people know that, number one, you exist and that you are out there. You got to have an audiobook, because there's a whole slew of audience out there that go to audiobooks first before they even go to the other formats of the book that you've written that maybe you have it in, the ebook, paperback, hardcover. Well, you got to have it as an audiobook. All right. You definitely do. All right. So let's talk about some simple things that you can do. All right. Number one, again, I'm a big advocate that you as the author need to narrate your own audiobook. Now, I know a lot of people, and I hear this all the time. I don't have the voice. I can't do this. No one's going to want to listen to me. And that's a false belief. So the number one thing that you need to do is crush those false beliefs. All right. Crush those false beliefs, because that's not true. It's not true. You have a great voice. And remember, your voice is part of who you are. And everything that encompasses who you are is your author brand. And as an author brand, and you've published a book, that means you are a professional writer. I consider you a professional writer. Because you published your book, you did the work, you did it, all right? Even if you wrote your book on nights and weekends and you still have a day job, so what? Doesn't mean you're not a professional writer. Doesn't mean that you're not an entrepreneur, because you are. Embrace that entrepreneurship. It's a wonderful thing. It is a great thing, all right? So let's get people to buy your audiobook. Now, of course, a lot of people want to get a little sample, hear what you're about, hear you tell your story. So there are a lot of things you can do. I'm going to get to a little workaround on how to get people to hear a great clip of your audiobook on those distribution platforms like Audible, Amazon, Apple, Barnes & Noble, Google, wherever. All right. I'm going to dive into that a little bit later, but just some things that you can do right away. Okay. First of all, promote yourself. Put yourself out there. Utilize social media. All right. That's a free thing. You got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got LinkedIn, you have TikTok, you have all these other social media platforms that are there for you at your disposal. Utilize them. Create shorts, create clips, utilize YouTube. All right. Utilize those shorts, create videos, promote the fact that you have this great book. All right. And maybe even put a clip up there. You can do a short on YouTube or a TikTok or Instagram or whatever, right? Put a cover of your book, right? And then grab a piece of your narration so people can get a sample of what your book is about. And of course, you can put in the description more details, but then they get to hear you. And that's one great way of putting it out there, even before you have your book published. If you're working on your audiobook now, you can still put clips out there. All right. And find a great clip, a great sample that really represents what your book is about, and make it interesting. Okay. Some of the best clips that the authors that I've worked with have gone through the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program. They pick just great little segments, right? You only need a couple minutes where people can get that feeling and really get into your story in just a couple of minutes. And when that clip ends, they're like, oh, whoa, wait, what? It's over? Oh, I got to get this book. That's how you get someone to buy your audiobook. And again, you can put these clips out there. So find something that's engaging. Find something that is an actual and accurate representation of what your book is about. But make it just really compelling and engaging. Again, I use this example a lot when my clients, she talks about her cancer journey, and the clip that she picked as her sample is when she went to the doctor to discover that she had breast cancer. And wow, what a riveting clip. And the way she wrote her book, which is another great thing, is that it's very visual. You can see and experience what she's talking about. You can feel the emotion that she's feeling in that audio clip. Beautiful, great clip. That's how you draw people in. And that will definitely get people to buy your audiobook. Not say goodbye. They're going to say, I want to buy. So find a great couple minutes of a clip, and you can, again, put that as reels and shorts and get it out there. Not just only on Audible, Amazon, Apple, or those distribution platforms when your audiobook is published. Put it out there. Okay? Put it out there. The other easy thing that you can do to get people to buy your audiobook is get on other podcasts. Put yourself out there. Get your book reviewed. Get people to listen to your audiobook and send them clips and have people review them. Contact influencers. Contact podcast hosts. Contact people who do blogs. Have them talk about your book. Get yourself out there, okay? It's a great way for you to expand your audience and push the fact that your book is in audiobook form and that they can hear you tell your story in your own voice. Podcast and guest appearances are great. It's really great. Another thing to help people or entice people to purchase your audiobook is always run some kind of specials. During the holidays, is a great time, of course, buy my book and get my audiobook for free, or buy my audiobook and get my ebook for 99 cents. Or if you buy my audiobook, I have a great workbook that I will send you for free. Whatever it is, you can put together some great things. And even if you don't have a workbook or something that you can give, create something, especially if you're a coach or an entrepreneur. But even if you wrote a memoir, you can still do the same thing. If you're talking about growing up in a toxic relationship or a family, and that's what your memoir is about. Or maybe another great book that I worked on with an author is about how she got sucked into a religious cult. So create something that you can give as a gift to people who purchase your audiobook. All right, give them a little more. Create a PDF, because you can do this. You can create a PDF. Maybe you have links in there. Maybe you have, you can do, here are the 10 things that, here are the 10 best approaches of how to deal with a narcissist. Or here are the 10 best approaches for weight loss. Or here are the 10 best approaches. I mean, you get the picture, right? Create something, because you can add a PDF as supplemental material when you sell your audiobook. You can do that. No matter where you're distributing your audiobook, you have that option to do that. So give something special. You buy my audiobook, you're going to get this great piece of reference material. I mean, I did it on my book. When I wrote my book, Lights Action You, I have reference material that people can download, and that when they purchase the audiobook, they get it. They get great reference material. I have photos that aren't in the book that I want to share. I have, 5 things to do this, here's some time management things that you can do to better manage your time. Here's, a list of how to overcome fear. Here's a list of steps that you can do to build confidence. Those are all supplemental materials that you get when you buy my book and when you buy my audiobook. Do the same thing. That will, again, entice people to not only go, wow, that audio clip I just listened to, that's pretty awesome. I do want to listen to this audiobook, but then I also get this awesome supplemental material. How cool is that, right? Very cool. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that is one thing that you can do. All right. And then another thing that will also help and get sales for your audiobook, especially when you're in the process of creating it. Share the behind the scenes. It's great. I love it when authors are sharing clips of, this is what I did. This is my studio. This is how I recorded my audiobook. Here, check out this sample. Or maybe even sit at your desk and set up your phone or iPad or whatever and film yourself, or just go and open up a QuickTime on your computer or get your webcam and record yourself doing your narration and then post that as a behind the scenes. That's great stuff. All right. It really is great stuff. Another thing that you can do to get people to buy your audiobook is, again, we're talking about promotion now, because promotion is a really important aspect, of course, is that you can partner up with other people, maybe who have something similar to what your book is about. Don't always think of things as competition. Let's help and support each other, right? Promote somebody. Let's say you're a coach, right? You're a weight loss coach, and maybe you follow another weight loss coach. And instead of looking at it as competition, help support each other. Hey, I'll post about, your thing about nutrition on my website or my social media if you do the same for me. And then maybe work out a deal where you can tap into each other's mailing lists. That's another great thing, joint ventures, right? Really good thing to do. And if you do have a budget for advertising, you can always run targeted ads, whether it's on Facebook or somewhere else. Just, again, be smart and do research when it comes to doing advertising, because you just don't want to throw money away. All right. There are systems that you can do, and there are people actually who understand the ins and outs, especially with Facebook ads, on how to do it and how to do it right and how to get results. Okay, because I've done it before. I've advertised, and man, sometimes I put a bunch of money into it and I get nothing because I had to figure out what to do. But then once I figured it out, I'll put another advertising campaign together, put it out there, and now I'm getting results. Getting people to buy my book and getting people to get into my email list, which is another great thing. And don't forget about your email list. Remember, email lists are yours. You own it. Don't just put yourself on social media, because you are on rented land, right? You don't own Facebook. You don't own Instagram. You don't own TikTok. You don't own YouTube. You don't own LinkedIn. All right. You need to own your email list, because that is one thing you do control, and your website too. You control it. So, if social media blows up and disappears, which won't happen, but if it ever did, guess what? You didn't lose all those contacts that you've created and that you've built up, because you own your email list. When people buy stuff off of Amazon or they go to social media or whatever, yeah, you better believe it, they're collecting information on your clients, on your followers, on your people who support you. You need that information. So create an email list. Do a landing page. Create a landing page. Say, hey, if you purchase my audiobook, I'm going to give you this free reference material. Or, again, you can put together promotions and specials. That'll get people to buy your audiobook. Absolutely. But here's the thing that I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast that I want to share with you, and that is a workaround to get people to hear what your book is about. Now, I mentioned that when you pick a clip, Audible, they call it your retail audio sample, okay? You want to pick something 2 to 3 minutes tops. That you have up to 5 minutes, but whatever, just find a great clip. Now, actually, that 5-minute time frame is important, because what ACX, which is the umbrella company from Amazon, actually, that publishes your audiobook on Audible, Amazon, and Apple. It was like 1.5 years, 2 years ago, roughly. They decided that even though you create that retail audio sample, they decided, well, we're just going to play the first 5 minutes of your audiobook instead of pulling that clip. Lazy on ACX's part, stupid that they do it, but they do it. Matter of fact, all these distribution platforms follow this formula, and I don't agree with it. And I think it's wrong, but there is a workaround. Okay, there is a workaround. Because when you go to Audible, what happens when you listen to that sample clip? Right? You click on it and there's a voice that says Audible. And then it starts playing your audiobook from opening credits right down in order, and they only give you the first 5 minutes. Is that a fair and accurate representation of what your book is about? Not really, because they're opening credits. Opening credits just tell you the name of your book, who it's narrated by, who it's authored by, and then you have other pieces of information, like disclaimers or people who've published your or helped you with your editing. Sometimes they give some credit to your editor or your formatter or your cover designer or whatever. Well, that's not a representation of what your book is about. So let's get clever. All right. When you create your opening credits, add your retail audio sample clip in your opening credits. All right. Pop that into your opening credits. You can even start your opening credits as, like if I was doing my book, Lights, Action, You, The Guide to Master Your Mindset, Overcome Work Stress, and Regain Your Personal Freedom, written by and narrated by me, Robert A. Lane. Boom. Audio clip right after that. Okay. Or you could even start with the audio clip because that is the first thing that people hear. And what you want to do is have a representation, an accurate and compelling and engaging representation of what your book is about. That's how you can get it out there without having people listen to this opening credits, dedication, all this stuff. And then by the time you get to an introduction or a prologue or whatever the next section of your book is, the 5 minutes are over. And people who are wanting to listen to a clip of what your book is about are not going to get it. So change around how you create your opening credits. Put that sample clip, that couple minutes, 2-3 minutes, put that in your opening credits. That way people get to hear what you sound like, what your book's about. They can really tap into who you are as an author and really love what they are hearing. And that's what's going to get them to purchase your audiobook. Okay. That's one workaround. Okay. That is how you get people to buy, not buy, see ya. No, buy. Yes. Give me this book. I want to hear you tell your story. And of course, one of the most important things about why you need to narrate your own audiobook is that you're leaving your legacy. You're leaving your legacy in your own voice. It's coming from you, first person, right? It's not somebody writing about you. It's not someone else talking about you. And it's not another narrator telling your story. It's you. You're telling your story. And that's what's so important. Okay? That's what's so important. It's a beautiful thing. Preserve your legacy for generations to come. Let them hear you tell your story. Like I say, all nonfiction authors, yeah, you better believe it. You need to narrate your own audiobook. Fiction authors, why not? You know what? You don't need to have voiceovers. Not necessarily. You can, if it really enhances your book and moves the story forward and you have a lot of dialects and characters and this and that and the other, that's one thing. But the fiction books that I've worked on that have helped authors, they're narrating their own book. And you know what? I know who's talking. I know what character's talking. I can sense and feel the personality of those characters because the author is doing a great job of narrating and telling the story. That's what it's about, telling the story. That's what it's all about. So trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Trust in your instincts. Love your voice. Appreciate this wonderful sound that comes out of your body because that is part of your author brand. That is what makes you you. And that's what allows you to stand out in a crowd. And I'm going to give you my catchphrase. You are the CEO of you. You're the boss of you. You are an entrepreneur. You need to make great business decisions that will move your business forward as an author brand, and that is turning your book into an audiobook. Okay. It's that simple. I'd love to help you out. That's what I do. By the way, this podcast is here for you live that we do every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Just a little quick reminder about that. So if you want to catch it live, you can. But if you would like me to help you with your audiobook, reach out to me. Go to robertlanecoaching.com. Book a call with me. All right. Book a call. There's links in the description. All right. There's links to the VIP program, which will give you information on how that works. There's a link to the DIY program. And there's also a link to book a call. Would love to have a discussion with you, find out more about your book. And I talk to every author before I enroll anybody into my program anyway, because I want to know whether you resonate with me and whether I resonate with you, because we're going to be working together for a few weeks to get that audiobook done. So it is important that we connect. And I'm telling you, you're the CEO of you. Make an awesome business decision by turning your book into an audiobook. You have what it takes. Believe in yourself. Love your voice. You have what it takes. All right. I know you do. I know you do. You know why I know? Because this is what I do for a living. Anyway. All right. We're going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Your Book, Your Voice podcast. You know, by the way, if there are any topics you'd like me to cover, by all means, reach out. You can comment. You can reach out to me at robertlanecoaching.com, or just go to robertlanecoaching.com, fill out the contact form. I'd love to hear from you. But no matter what, you got to turn your book into an audiobook. All right? You really do, because I'm telling you, you need to express your story the way it's meant to be heard, and only you can do it. Only you can do it. All right, my friends, my final assignment to you is this. When you're out and about in the world, smile at a stranger, all right? Smile at a stranger. Say hello to them. Give them a compliment, because that small gesture of kindness can make the world a difference in somebody's life, and we need to be life changers. All of us can do that. It's a simple gesture of kindness. It doesn't take any time, but it can make a world of difference in somebody's life, all right? Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Your Book, Your Voice podcast. I'm Robert A. Lane. Robert Lane Coaching's my business. robertlanecoaching.com is where you can go to find out more about the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program. Book a call with me. I'd love to work with you, turn your book into an audiobook, and have people hear you tell your story in your own voice, as it should be. Thank you so much. Have a great week, and we'll be talking to you next week.
This has been Your Book, Your Voice with host Robert A. Lane. Tune in each week for another powerful and informative episode. And remember, only you can narrate your story the way it's meant to be heard.